So our story begins in the forest, very secluded. A village actually in a forest with a very happy-go-lucky villagers. And we have main characters are 5. Kojo, Kofi, Ama, Akosia, and Auntie Philo. Our story takes place in a setting where there are stories, myths about, spirits, demons in the forest, but no one really believes it. Kofi as our main character, our main protagonist, does not really believe in superstition like that. But all of a sudden, one night, someone goes missing. And all of a sudden, those stories don't seem so far-fetched anymore. Our story begins as Kofi wakes up at night.
Okay, so Kofi wakes up in a cold sweat. First thing he does is jump out of the bed, walk towards his window. He looks left, he looks right. There's no one in sight. Very silent, deathly silent. He looks behind him, trying to see if he can see the silhouette of his sisters, but they are not there. Just as he's about to get worried, just as the dream or the shivers from the dream start to follow him into reality, he starts to see the sun crest up the hill. It's morning or it's dawn. The excuses start to come in his head. Maybe they're outside, maybe they're working or something, maybe they're doing their house chores. So he decides to follow them. He decides to follow the delusion, the truth, the dream, whatever it is. He steps out, walks towards his parents' time.
Okay, so Kofi steps out, looks around. He has a feeling that there's no way his sisters are missing. It has to be in his head. So he starts walking begrudgingly. Thoughts are in his head as he walks, but he knows that they have to be okay. And just as he's running the corner, he thinks he spots a figure in the far corner. Something he can't really make out. A shadowy figure. Even in the day, he can't really make out the face. And just as it's about to peer even deeper, someone scares him from the back. It's Kojo. Hey Kofi, how you doing? He said, yo, don't scare me like that. And he looks to the distance where he thought he saw a figure. It's gone. He said, what's wrong? He said, he can't find his sisters. So I'm sure they're in the clearing, probably, having food as they always do. Kofi doesn't believe him, but he's hoping for the best. And they walk into the clearing, and there, as Kojo predicted, are his sisters, happily playing ampe. They wave to him, hi Kofi. But he said, oh hi, where were you? They're like, oh, we woke up early to get start farming, getting some food stuff, And she asked, one of his sisters asked whether Kofi is hungry. He said he's not hungry. He said, okay. He goes on with Kojo. They go and have a seat, and Kojo starts talking about, what he heard about the missing person. And Kofi is still saying, oh, it has to be a lie. He's sure that the person who's missing ran away. And Kojo is saying no, because the person that got missing was too young to just have vanish just out of the blue like that, or have even the inclination to move away. So Kofi is now wondering whether maybe she got kidnapped. The person who got missing was actually a girl, so he's thinking that.
Okay, so he starts to wonder if the person was kidnapped, but then usually these questions follow up with other questions. Why would she be kidnapped? What makes her so special? Is it just girls? Is it going to be mixed? He looks at his sisters now, worried. What if the next morning he won't find one of them? What if the next morning he doesn't find both of them? So protectively he goes to stand beside them, ask them if they have seen his parents or their parents, and they say, oh, they went to the farm. They may be back later in the evening. He doesn't say much, but just can't fight the feeling that something is wrong. So the day goes on, normal activities, mundane activities, farming, going to the town square, buying stuff. And then shortly after, night returns. He walks his sisters towards their hut, and then as they get there, they find their mother seated on the ground. Her hands in her hair, her eyes wide open, tears brimming down her cheeks. Ma, what's wrong? Kofi asks. Your father. What's wrong with my father? He never came back from the forest. Where did he go to? He thought he heard me calling him in the forest and decided to find me because he lost me when we were coming back from the farm. Where exactly did he go? Which side did he pass? He passed the exact path where the last person who saw the girl walking, or the girl who was kidnapped, he saw her pass the exact same direction.
Kofi didn't want to believe his eyes. Sorry, he couldn't believe his ears, he couldn't believe his whole body was in shock. His dad was missing. And the very part that his mom said that she saw the father was where he saw that figure. What could it be? No, it must be in his head. It must be in his head. He decided to go to sleep, but he couldn't sleep. He was twisting and turning. He could hear his sisters crying. The villagers are out looking for his dad. Now the story doesn't seem so far-fetched anymore. He gets up, decides to wear some clothes, decides that he's going to go on his own. He's always been a scaredy cat, but this is his father. He's going to go. He walks out into the night, not really knowing what he's looking for, but knowing that he just has to find something. He keeps on going, keeps on going. Slowly not even realizing that he's going away from the village. Night is getting colder. Echoes are coming more. He can hear things in his background. He can hear something, whisperings, he can hear footsteps. He doesn't know what's going on. All of a sudden, he sees a sandal. Wait, it's a small, tiny sandal. He looks, he picks it up, shocked to see that there's a trail of blood that's slowly dipping out of the sandals. He wonders, no, it can't be anything. He keeps on walking deeper and deeper. All of a sudden, he sees a figure in the distance, quietly watching him. It could be a woman. Yes, it is a woman. Or, no, her eyes are
glowing. Her eyes are glowing a very deep red. Without thinking, he starts to bolt in the other direction. He keeps on looking over his shoulder, but she's standing stiff, just watching him. He doesn't make it far, he trips and falls. And just as he's about to get up, he realizes he has sprained his ankle. So he starts crawling away, desperately trying to run away to close the distance between him and the thing that is standing. But wait, it's no longer just standing there, it's instead moving towards him, slowly, just like a predator moving towards his prey. He has all the time in the world. It's walking towards him slowly. He's still trying to drag himself away, shouting, crying, begging for help, trying to see if anybody can hear him, but he knows deep down that he's thoroughly and utterly fucked. He keeps on going, struggling, but she has all the time in the world. She just keeps on walking towards him slowly, taking her good damn time. And then he spots his father's sandal. He knows that sandal is for his father because his father always used to beat him up when he didn't polish it well enough. Fear grips his heart. He turns toward the monster or towards whatever it is because he can't tell. It's too dark. The only thing he can see is the shadowy eyes and then wisp of hair. Everything else is shrouded in mist. Who are you? What are you? He asks. The thing just towers over him, its eyes burrowing into his soul. He starts to mutter a prayer, the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth. The creature mimics the prayer, laughing, almost taunting him as he keeps on coming forward. He is now in utter fear, and he screams as loud as he can. And all of a sudden, he hears a voice. He turns back. There's a villager who has said it was who's running towards him. He is saved. He runs as he tries to crawl. He looks back. The person is still coming. She doesn't seem bothered with running. She's just taking her time, almost relishing in the fact that he will one day be his. And just as he turns back again, the villager has robbed him. It is his best friend, Kojo. And he's with Akosia, his very childhood crush. And he's crying. And they're saying, what happened? And he said that he thinks he saw his dad, but he's not sure that he's alive or not. The other villagers come. Kofi, what are you doing here? Weren't you supposed to be in the house? He says, come with me. I saw something. They say, what? They go back. Nothing is there. No sandal. No person. No blood. Silence. The next day, Kofi is thinking, was this all in his head? Could this be a pattern? Could the same person who came to him, like who came after him, be the person who had taken his dad?
But then he looks down at his sprained ankle, realizing there's no way that could have been a dream, no way that could have been delusion. He saw what he saw, he heard what he heard, he felt what he felt. He moves around the day slowly, the pain agonizing, the ache and the loss of his father way worse. Still no news from the other villagers who went to look for him. No sandals, nothing. Later in the afternoon, Akosia, Ama, Kojo all come to visit him. He tells them his problems. Ama, who saw him, or Akosia, who saw him, understands that there might be some truth to it, so she doesn't make a fuss about it. But Ama is skeptical because Ama was always on the belief with Kofi that there wasn't anything supernatural in this world. So Kojo, ever the curious one, suggests they all go into the forest in the evening to look. Kofi is injured, but it is his expedition, so he obliges. Doesn't want to come off looking like a scaredy cat, especially in front of his crush. So they decide to go once the last person in the village turns off their kerosene lamp to signal, the night or the deep night. So they decide to go into the deep night. They make sure everything is good, everything is fine, and then when everything seems as okay as it can be, they converge and head into the forest. It's colder than normal. Their hearts all beat in
Kofi is trying to act like a strong person. He's trying to act like he knows what he's doing. He has to save face because of Akosia. He has to look like he's in charge. So even with his sprained ankle, he acts like he's the leader. He braves it. And Kojo can always see the bravado and is laughing, but he keeps quiet as they, trek deeper and deeper into the forest. And as they keep on going, Akosia, who is less skeptical than Ama, tells a story that, isn't this where Auntie Philo lives? And we say, who? Auntie Philo, the mad woman of the village, the one who is always in that corner of the, don't you know, in the corner of the, there's a corner on the right, not far from the village. If you keep on going straight, they always say that she laughs at night, that she laughs and she sees things and people don't believe her. So Kofi starts to wonder, maybe there's a pattern, maybe there's a correlation. Kofi asks Akosia, do you know where she is? Akosia says, yes, let's go. So they all decide to follow. Kojo can't deny that he's only getting a bit more scared because this is a mad woman. What will happen if they go and see this woman? Or that's what they've been told. But Kofi is willing to find out for his dad. As they keep on going, they finally come and they see a hut. And the clearing, they can see Auntie Philo is there, dancing, naked, wearing nothing, just shouting, putting things on her face. And Akosia, she's scared. No.
So Akosia's scream gets the attention of Auntie Philo. Her head zips into their direction. She points. They all part away, but Kofi is struck with fear, so he takes her finger. You, she whispers, or she screams, come. You seek answers, I have them. Follow me. And with that, she walks into the hut. Kofi, still petrified by fear, doesn't move. But slowly, Akosia comes to intertwine their fingers, and then he's filled with bravery, courage. He has to do this. She called him. Maybe she may have the answers. Definitely, he's going inside and coming back with some form of answer. To hell with whatever may happen. To hell with the consequences. He will find something. So he takes a step. Akosia takes another step. Kojo and Ama follow in the back, and together they all walk into the hut. The hut is hot. There's all manner of trinkets, talismans, a pot that's always overflowing with what seems to be blood. He can't tell, he doesn't want to find out. Boldly he walks toward her. Do you know where my father is? She just stares at him. Do you want to know where your father is? She asks. Yes, I do. Are you sure? Yes, I am. Your father has been taken. By who? No, not by who.
She says, he asks, what do you mean by what? And all she does is laugh, relishing in the suspense as she looks at these four young fools who have come to her place. And she tells them, if they want to know more, their only clue is to follow the trail of sandals, follow the trail of items, follow the trail of clothing that they have. Kofi is thinking, no, there has to be more. And he asks, what else can you tell me? What is it that's after? What is it that took my father? And she smiles. And she says, it's you. He's confused. What do you mean? And she says, you'll understand soon. All of a sudden, a screech, a scream from the outside. All the four ran outside. What's going on? What's going on? They can't see what's going on, but they can hear the screams of villagers. And Kofi recognizes his mom's scream, his sister's scream. What's going on? They decide to head till they have to run back. And all the while they're running back, Akusa manages to turn back, seeing that the woman is just watching them laughing. And then saying that they should remember to follow the trail. They run. Kofi is saying, no, it cannot be. And for the first time, even Amma is terror-stricken. Because the screams, as they keep on getting closer to the sound, the origin is getting louder. They can hear horse screams, they can hear some unearthly creature, a scream.
Kofi loses his footing, falls down. Kojo quickly picks him up. Fireman carry, and they still trudge on. They still keep running, breathless, tired, but motivated to find out what is going on. They reach the village clearing and everything is in chaos. They still can't find what is wrong, but they see the aftermath. People's necks have been split open. There's blood everywhere. The stench of iron fills everyone's nostrils, and then Amma gags. She starts to vomit. Kofi looks around the bodies, trying to find if there's anyone recognizable he knows, but luckily his sisters and his mom are not amongst the fallen. So he starts to walk, starts to tiptoe, starts to crawl towards the hut. He gets there, the door is pried open. He hears screams inside. He walks in, limping, looks left, looks right, there's nobody there. He walks towards his parents' room. There's a red cloth, it billows in the wind. He walks towards it, remembering he didn't walk towards it. He didn't go inside this morning when he wanted to greet his parents. He pushes the thought aside. Tentatively, he opens the cloth. And what he sees before him is something he would never, ever forget. His sister, his mom, his two sisters and his mom all lay on the bed, their throats slit open. He hears a roar or
and as he rounds the corner, shocked, hoping it is not what he's seeing, because he can see in the corner, hidden amongst the shadows, but he can see clearly, it's a knife. And wrapped around that knife is a hand he recognizes. His father looks at him smiling, and saying, hello, Kofi. Come, we'll be a family together. Kofi runs back. He's scared. Da. He says, Kofi, come. It will make sense, I promise you. Kofi runs out, but the father grabs Kofi, pulls him back with such a strength that Kofi hits the wall. His head hits the ground and he's dizzy. The father grabs Kofi's body and breaks him right next to the bodies of his mother and his child and makes sure that Kofi looks at the dead bodies of his, and he turns the face of his wife to his son and says that, don't worry, look at mommy, it'll be okay. And he's about to slit. All of a sudden, Kojo comes and pushes the father, and the father hits the wall, knocks him out. Quickly, Kojo says, what's going on? He sees the blood, and Kofi is crying, and Kojo grabs him, and they run out. But when they run out, they hear a scream. And when they turn, Amma is screaming, Akosia, something took Akosia. They don't even have time to turn back, because when they turn back, the dad is gone. The bodies are gone. It was almost like it was in his head. And Kofi looks at Kojo, and Kojo was like, I saw it. And Amma is saying, what are you talking about? Let's go. And she runs out.
So they run after what they think is the direction Akosia was taking. Kofi is terror-stricken, confused. His father just tried to kill him. His father has killed his parents. His father has killed his mom and then his sisters. But how could that be? His father went missing. Was he even his father? Was he seeing correctly? His father wouldn't ever do that. His father wouldn't smile at him like that, wielding a knife and telling him everything will be fine. These questions still plague his mind as they walk once again into the clearing. Without realizing, they find themselves at the exact same place they were before they heard the first scream. Auntie Philo's hut. This time, she stands there, holding a brush, sweeping in the evening. They walk towards her. Some say it's a taboo to sweep in the evening, but do you know why I do it? No. Kofi says, it's because I'm sweeping away bad luck and I'm sweeping away evil. That is why it can never come to me. That is why what can never come to you, Kofi asks. He's tired. He just wants to find answers now. That is why what is plaguing the village and what has plagued your father can never come here. If you want answers, enter. But enter at your own risk because you will not like it this time around. Kofi is about to enter and then he hears a voice. Akosia's voice. She's calling him from the other side. Akosia, he turns. It's not her, Auntie Philo says, but no, it sounds like her. So without thinking, Kofi starts to limp in that direction.
Philo screams. She tells Kojo and Amma, stop your friend before it's too late. But Kofi determined to be the hero, even with the pain in his leg, even with the pain of losing his family. He wants to actually save the woman he loves, the girl he loves. He runs into the clearing. And once he's in the forest, he recognizes this is the same place he first saw that figure. Knowing what to expect, he turns around. And as he turns around, right in his face is a woman. And all of a sudden, he realizes that was Akosia. But it was not Akosia. She looks like her, but there's a crack on her face, there's an unearthly growl. Her eyes are white, her teeth are black, and she's smiling. And with every smile, she whispers, Kofi. It sends a shudder down his spine, and he knows for a fact that it was a big mistake to not listen to Auntie Philo. He turns to run, but she grabs him this time. And he feels a deep cut as the claws go through his vertebrae, his bone. He screams, finally understanding that no, those stories are real. And she pulls him, drags him, and he's screaming. And as he can clearly see more sandals. It's like a pile, all leading towards a trail. And he's screaming, and he can see Kojo and Amma, they're coming. But all of a sudden, she gives a signal, and he can hear his own voice directing them to a different location. And he says,
he starts to shout, trying very hard to tell them not to come. No, don't come, it's a trap. But they don't hear. He starts to hear their footsteps coming. He starts to wish she would just kill him so he wouldn't have to see what she does to them, because he has a feeling everything he's going to see will be not to his benefit. She's going to kill them in front of him. He just knows it. He starts to turn, plead, kick, scream, everything, but her grip is iron. She just keeps on pulling him, and then he starts to pray again. Our Father, who art in heaven. She starts to mimic him. Hallowed be thy name, the kingdom come. Shut up. And then she keeps on pulling him. Who are you? Where is Akosia? What is this? And she cackles. And this is what happens when you don't listen to your parents. When I don't listen to my parents, what does that mean? What does that have to do with anything? Kofi, your mom urged you not to go into the village or not to go into the forest 3 weeks ago because a talisman was stolen from the chief priest. You didn't listen. You walked, you stepped into the forest. That was where everything began. That was when you unlocked everything that is happening. That was when you unlocked me. I am the antithesis of every single good thing in the forest, every single good thing in the palace, every single good thing in the village. I am the opposite of goodness. I am death. And I have come for you because you caused all of this. And I will make sure every single person you know and love will feel the brunt of my rage, will feel the brunt of
And he starts to remember, no, it can't be that. It was such a long time ago, or it felt like a long time ago. It was a dare from Kojo that he couldn't go out at night. And he didn't even keep too long. As a slow realization dawns on him, he comes into a clearing. Looking up, he sees Akosia strung up. She has been tied to a tree, naked, cut on either side, blood slowly coming out of her ribs. He's crying, please, just kill me. And she says, no, you will watch. And And he watches as the blood that comes to the ground, the creature lets go of him, slowly using the blood to form something out of the clay. Form something, and he recognizes that this is the face of Akosia. Slowly realizing that all that he has been seeing have been amalgamations. Then he realizes that no, all this time, what he did was all his fault. What can he do to save him? He screams, Kojo, Ama, and she says, there's nothing you can do, my dear. There's nothing you can do. Now come, let me make something clear out of you. And he screams as she takes the knife and starts to dig into his ribs, slowly removing the blood, and even putting her hand through his ribs, and trying to look for her organs to bring out the little ingredients she needs to make a perfect, specimen. And he screams and he prays, Our Father, who art in heaven. And all of a sudden, she starts to shake. She's not repeating the same thing.
She's not repeating anymore. She's not mimicking. There's something wrong. He looks down and then he realizes that he sees his own sandals on the ground. Right beside it is Ame's sandals. Right beside it is Koju's sandals. But they were in the clearing. They were coming towards him. So what is happening? How did they get here? A thought strikes him. Or they were already amalgamations. They were already clones that were made to lure him here for his punishment. But then if that was the case, why is she not mimicking? Why is she no longer mimicking? Why is she confused? Why does it sound like she's in pain? But he doesn't think too much on it. He continues to pray. He continues to pray, and then she leaves him, drops him on the ground, and starts to shake, to writhe, to scream. He's so confused, but he keeps on praying, keeps on praying, keeps on praying. And then in one final attempt, she swipes at his cheek. The cut is deep, and he falls down. He gets back up. Now he doesn't feel anything. He has everything he needs. He feels deep down that he has every single thing he needs to make this right. He starts to apologize, and in his tears, he continues to pray. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff may comfort me. Thou prepare a table before me. She begins to go down on her knees. She starts to beg him. And then in one final moment, he walks towards her writhing body, lifts his sandal foot, and brings it down on her face. He continues to bring it down, continues to bring it down, continues to bring it down. And then just as she's about to give up the ghost, he whispers in her ear,
This is for my father, it's for my mother, for my sisters, and for everyone that you have taken from me. And he slams one more time into her bone, crashing her skull. It's over. And slowly, he faints from all the pain that's coming out of the wounds. When he wakes up, it is daytime. Kofi, he looks around. His sisters are there. His mom is there. His dad. Hey, you overslept again. Stupid boy, get up. He looks around. Dad, and he's crying. Dad, hurry up and go. Let's go. He gets up and he walks out. Walking out of the clearing, everything is normal. The villagers are walking up and down. The little girl that was missing has come. He comes to see Akosia. She comes to hug him. How are you? I'm fine. He said, oh, he looks at Kojo. Was it all a dream? It couldn't be. He walks around to the clearing, seeing the totems and all the things that he had been warned that were from, for the village and for the village chiefs. Maybe it was just a dream. It feels too good to be true. But it has to be true. He tries to touch his body, no scars on his body. It's all over. Then he hears a laugh. Auntie Philo, even in the daytime, distant. And she's saying, I warned you. And he looks into the distance again. And he looks back again. No one is there. It's just him. The end.